Amanda from The Fundamental Home, and today I'm coming to you with a special video that I've kind of had on my mind to make for a little while. What I'm talking about today is the occasions when I actually spend more than what is my actual grocery budget. So if you've watched my videos, you probably know that our family spends $100 every month on groceries. So there are occasions when we actually go over that budget. It is rare. but there are occasions when that happens, and I had this situation happen this week, and I went to the grocery store to buy a few extra things, and the channel has grown so much I have not been recognized in public yet. But if you see me, say hi. But everyone else I know has. Tangi has, Farmer Meemaw has, Trish has, like everybody I know has met somebody in public. So I know it's a matter of time before somebody sees me, and I also know that it's going to be when I'm at the grocery store, most likely. So I'm really paranoid when I go in and I'm thinking, you know, I can't buy anything extra. People are watching now. It's so crazy. But there are occasions when we actually do buy extra, and I thought I'd explain that to you so you would know in advance. The first thing I have to say about when we go grocery shopping over our budget is we will never do that if we can't afford it. I don't care what the other circumstances are. If the bills are really high, if, like, for instance, this past month we've had extra bills with Brian having his wisdom teeth removed, and we don't have dental insurance. So we had to pay for that out of pocket, and we had our air condition broke. If you follow me on Facebook, you know that. And we just had a couple extra bills this month, so we don't have a ton of extra money floating around. But in the event that we do have extra money floating around and any of these other circumstances happen, then we will buy extra things. But if any of these other circumstances happen and we don't have extra money, then we don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? So just know that in order to actually go over the budget, we have to actually have extra money available. You know, we have to have budgeted money that's not going anywhere in particular, that is extra for savings or for putting toward debt, and that money is the money that we will use to purchase extra groceries in any one of these rare circumstances. I wanted to give you that caveat first because I want you to know that it's not like we just go buy things all the time. We have to actually have the money, and it has to be for a purpose, if that makes any sense. Okay. So the first reason that we will actually go out and spend extra money is what happened this week, and that is if we have a specific illness or some other kind of sickness in our family that requires a special diet. As you all know, Brian had his wisdom teeth pulled, and that was unexpected. You know, getting your wisdom teeth impacted and infected, unexpected. We did not have enough of those soft foods for him to eat for over a week because Brian had gone in to the dentist to be checked. He'd gotten on antibiotic, and he had to be on the antibiotic for a week before they would actually pull his wisdom teeth. And during that whole period of time, and then the time he was recovering from the wisdom teeth being pulled, he had to have soft foods, and we did not have enough of that on hand. So we had some extra money. So we have been making a special trip. We had bought some things, and then we had to go buy some other things here and there, just depending on what worked for him and what didn't. At first we had gotten some soups. He wasn't a fan of the hot things, so then we switched to some cold things. So because we had the extra money, we were able to do that. If we did not have the extra money, then I would have pureed some things that we had at home, and he would have eaten it, and it would have been fine. He would have had a lot of mashed potatoes, most likely. But we did have the money, and because we did have the money, we went ahead and took care of that. And I just say if we didn't have the money, we would have done it a different way, because I think there's a lot of folks out there that have that experience. You know, they have a sickness in their family, and they have these specific circumstances, and they don't have extra money, and they can't expand their budget. So there's always a way around it. You can always work something out. You know, if you've got apples, you can obviously puree them and make some applesauce, or mash them and make some applesauce. You know, there's things that you can do with what you have at home. It just takes a little bit of thought, a little bit extra work. If I were looking for it, I would have been on Pinterest, you know. But we had the extra money, and there are things available, so we went ahead and purchased them, and we don't feel bad about that at all. Another circumstance where we actually go out and spend extra money than what's in our budget is if we have guests. Now, we live in a different state than many of our friends and family because we moved here so many years ago. And so often we have friends and family come to town, and you know, we're homeschool families. A lot of our friends have lots of kids. Lots of kids. So when they come to visit, it's not just a couple of extra people. We could squeeze in a couple of extra people for a meal. But if you have a family coming with 7 children, I might not have enough in my house to do you know, because I'm planning my meals for 5, and I could probably stretch that for another family of 5, because a lot of times I make meals to double, but it's not necessarily going to work with large families or if we have more than one family. So if there's something that comes up, if somebody calls us and say, hey, we're coming to town, can we come visit? We always say sure, because we are big on hospitality, and so that's what we do. Now, if we did not have the money, because of course that's based on if we have the money or not, and even if we do have the money, we still try to find something frugal that everyone will like. But if we did not have the money, then we would search through what we had and make something work. You know, we would have a smorgasbord. We have never had it, whether we had money or not, that we had guests over and did not have enough to eat. We always have plenty to eat. And sometimes, like if it's local friends, we'll even say, hey, you bring this and we'll bring this and we'll put it together and it'll be great. And so we don't feel, because we have very comfortable, down-to-earth friends, and we don't feel like we're not being good hosts if we don't provide everything for them. You know, we feel like we're all coming together and hanging out and having a good time. So that is one time that we do spend additional money if we have it, if the circumstance fits. But like I said, it doesn't always happen, but just in those circumstances we do. Another time that we will go out and buy something extra is if there is something that comes up that we weren't aware of. And believe it or not, I really try to keep a tight calendar. I try to keep everything in order, but we are so ridiculously busy. It is hard for me to keep track of both my boys' work schedules, both of their college schedules, my husband's work schedule, which changes every week, and all of my homeschool events, everything that we're doing. It is craziness. And so there are, in our church events, don't even get me started on that. So just keeping track of all those dates and times, I try to do a good job of it. I keep my calendar, I make sure I plan things out in relationship to that, but sometimes things pop up that I forget about. For instance, our homeschool group not too long ago had their field day, and even though I'd gotten emails about it previously, there were other events going on that week, and I had forgotten about the field day. So that morning I had to go out and actually purchase some food for the field day picnic. Now I think we had we bought some apples from home, and we just got a couple of little things to take with us. It wasn't, we only spent, I mean, $2 or $3. We really didn't spend very much. And I'm still not going to go crazy just because we have the money and just because something unexpected came up. You know, if I had remembered and we didn't have the money, then we would have scrambled for something at home. We would have had like this weird mishmash of things and had the weirdest picnic basket there, but I think people are kind of used to that from me, so I wouldn't be so intimidated, but you know, that's just how it is. But like I said, we do have the money right now, so it wasn't such a big deal. Oh, one more thing on the surprise events. We had that snowstorm, if you remember the very first video, and I'd even said, you know, this is so storm, it had lasted a couple extra weeks, we had to go a long time without shopping, something like that, I would spend extra too, but that's one of those unexpected events that we don't plan for, and that's just if we have the money. But again, I didn't go overboard. I said I might spend $5 extra, and actually when I did that, I didn't have to spend it. What we had lasted long enough that I could just go out and do another shopping trip. So that's another unexpected event. That happens from time to time that you just can't count on. But even still, I try to keep it minimal. I try not to go overboard, whether it's a sickness, whether it's friends coming in, whether there's something unexpected, any of those things. I still try to keep it tight because I really want to keep my budget small. And I get asked this question a lot, why do you keep your budget small? Somebody asked me, is it because I'm very conservative with money? Is it because, oh, I'm trying to remember the other one. Is it because I'm very conservative with money because we're trying to save for specific things, or is it because we are living paycheck to paycheck? And I said, all of the above. It is all of those things. We are conservative with money. We are paycheck to paycheck to a degree, and we are saving. We're trying to keep an emergency fund, and we're trying to, which is pretty depleted at the moment, but we're also trying to pay down our mortgage because we want to be able to pay it off. So, I mean, we have goals, we are very conservative, and money is tight. That's just a fact of life. I love that all of you guys out there who watch are wanting every family to not live paycheck to paycheck, but the reality is a lot of families are. And I know you all understand. And it's just one of those sacrifices we made when we decided that homeschooling was a priority for us. That I wasn't going to go out and work, that I was going to stay home and take care of the children in the household. And so this is just what we do. And in order to do that and make that work, we have to be very tight on all of our expenses. All of them, not just food. Anyway, those are the events where we will actually go out and spend more than our grocery budget, provided that we have the additional funds. If you have any events that actually you think of that your family goes out and spends extra on, you can put that in the comments down below, because there might be something that I haven't thought of, you know. But those are the three that I think are, if something comes up, we'll work that out. That's it for today, guys. You have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. And I want to tell you that Rick has agreed to be in another video, so we will have that coming in soon. So I'm really excited to be in a video with him, and we will have that out to you as soon as we can. I am still working on getting all the other ones edited and ready, but they'll be to you as soon as I can get them. So have a great day. Bye.